how
are.
people react to it.
I'm sure they are.
Well, they did do the Constantine TV show for it got 2 seasons.
Then it got canceled.
But I just don't know if the time was. Yeah, I don't think the time was right for that show. I think if they were to release it now, I think it would work.
Yeah, they brought it into the CW, so. And anyway, I don't know.
I think it would work if they released it now or did a team up with Lucifer. I think it would work really well.
Yeah, I would think so too. Wow. Okay. Dang. Yeah, no, like I said, I had heard about it. I didn't really look too much into it because, I was like, oh, maybe it'll just be a quick cameo or who knows.
Right.
But I mean, we know that the voice and soul of Batman is gonna be there,
Right.
Kevin Conroy as an older version of Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Right, which is a good choice.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been speaking this into the universe that I used to think Michael Keaton would be the perfect choice for a old Batman in a Batman Beyond movie. After watching Kevin Conroy in action, I was like, forget that. I love Michael Keaton, but if they ever did a Batman Beyond, they need to use Kevin Conroy. Because
I'll have to check it out.
That would be just the idea. I mean, I can picture. You see him speak and have Batman's voice come out of this guy because he's been voicing the fucker for over 20 years.
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah, he's all the animated series. I mean, he's the Bruce Wayne. Like I said, he's the soul of Batman. Kind of like Mark Hamill's. When you think of his voice, that's the Joker.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. One other news. I don't know if I talked about it. You can stop me if I did. But the original iconic Dirty Dozen movie from way back in the day is getting a remake, or is supposed to be getting a remake by David Ayer, who did Suicide Squad.
Okay.
I'm torn on that. I'm torn. I'm so torn. I'm happy that Dirty Dozen is getting brought nowadays because I think it would work. It would work really well.
Okay.
But I'm torn because I didn't really care for Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad was okay.
Yeah, I mean, at best.
It was okay. I think Diablo was probably the best character.
Yeah, I do too. So, my problem though is with Dirty Dozen, you need to hear some of the. Have you ever seen it?
Bits and pieces back in the day.
Okay, so starring this movie, the people that were starring in this, I'm just going to give you a couple of names, all right?
Okay.
Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine, Charles Bronson, Jim Brown.
Yep.
Just to give you a few, all right? Some of the biggest names in movies at that time.
Yes.
All right. How do you come up with that again?
I mean, how do you follow? That's a tough one to follow. I mean, how do you
like people maybe a lot of people nowadays don't know who those were, but those were like the biggest stars at that time.
Yeah. Well, it's like Bronson did Death Wish.
Right.
And Bruce Willis did his version of Death Wish.
Yep.
And I guess a lot of people were comparing it and weren't too happy with the Bruce Willis version of it.
Yeah, I saw it. It was.
I liked it. I like the nickname because in the original one they just called him the Vigilante.
Right.
I like the Bruce Willis version because they call him the Reaper.
I think the Bruce Willis one did a good modern take on it.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's hard. It's really hard when you're messing with such iconic figures in movies. You know what I mean? So, Mr. David Ayer, please put your white gloves on this one and take.
Well, that's why I haven't watched Magnificent Seven for that same reason.
You know what? They did a good job with that.
You think so?
I have.
Okay, well, I'll have to.
I think so.
I have to.
Listen, I'm telling you, I liked it. I thought they did a really good job with it. I was right like you. You know what I mean? Oh, Donald Sutherland was also in Dirty Dozen as well. I forgot that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new one was, I got to say, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. And I am 100% a Western movie fan. So,
Western movies, which, talking about Westerns, going back to Disney Plus.
right.
Freaking Mandalorian. They weren't kidding when
God,
they
I
said
love
it was
that
a
show.
Western.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just talking to
It's
Dave
like
earlier.
it's like they could take the helmet off and put Clint Eastwood's head on there, and it would work.
It's kind of. I was telling him that. I'm expecting to hear.
And you kind of do.
you
In a Star Wars kind of a way, that music is there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love The Mandalorian. I can't wait. Every time I know there's a new episode. I've
watched through everything that's there. I probably need to rewatch some things because I was tired, and I might have dozed off on a few things. Kind of like my favorite or my Hollywood crush is in there. So, I can't believe I opened my eyes and like, oh, there she is. And it's funny because, I always joke around with Mrs. Pato. I've always known Vin Diesel is her dude,
Right.
And just to give her a hard time, I would say when she was watching The Fast and the Furious, I'm like, well, it's not a total loss. Michelle Rodriguez is there.
Mm-hmm.
But that Michelle Rodriguez is cool, but my real Hollywood crush has always been, ever since in Street Fighter. She played... gosh, I can't think of her name right now, but in the video game, you got Ryu, then you got the girl.
Oh yeah. Is it Chun-Li?
Chun-Li, yeah, she played Chun-Li in Street Fighter, and of course she voiced Mulan. And
right.
Mrs. Pato finally realized who my, I guess, celebrity or crush is. Once we were watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know. Oh.
She's like, okay, yeah. She realized that all the other talk about Michelle Rodriguez this or whatever. She finally realized when she's like, yep. I'm like, I've been crushing on her since, I don't know, since Street Fighter, since she voiced Mulan. I'm like,
yeah, she
no win. Yeah, and she came out in The Mandalorian too. So
yep.
I got to rewatch that, but that whole Baby Yoda thing,
Man, that Baby Yoda thing is blowing up.
I don't know. I'm still partial to Baby Groot. I am Groot.
See, I never. I don't know. I guess I just wasn't as big of a fan as you are with the Guardians. I thought they were cool movies, but yeah,
well,
I didn't.
Fucking Rocket Raccoon was the real reason I wanted to watch the Guardians to begin with.
Right.
I mean,
well, I don't know. I see Rocket. I see a hat.
I see Rocket.
Fucking Daniel Boone and shit.
No. I'm sorry, I see Rocket. I see a sarcastic little shit that will tear you up and take off with your eye or your leg or your arm. And I'm gonna need that dude's arm.
Yeah, but Baby Yoda can fucking use the Force on his ass, and he wouldn't even get close to him.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? I like Baby Yoda.
Now,
I think he's cool.
One thing I do like about this is that people are starting to finally understand that this is not Yoda. It's whatever Yoda is. You called it a yodeling.
Yep.
But they
because Yoda does not have a race. Like there is not a name.
Well, up until now, we didn't know there was any more than just.
Well, that's not 100% true, because in the comic books and in the books, the written books, and in the Clone Wars, the cartoon, there was a couple others.
Oh yeah. I missed that.
Yeah, I was watching something on YouTube, and they went down the whole. Listen, there's some people that are really into Star Wars out there. Like,
oh yes,
holy shit! You know what I mean? Like, holy fuck! And they were going to town on this Yoda thing, talking about the mythos and the.
Well, the latest I've heard is about the age thing, how he's 50 years old. And
yep, that's what they said.
They're saying that, it doesn't really work because I guess they were doing the math, and even if they break it down to 25 human years per Yoda year, Yoda would have only been 36 instead of 900. But then again, I mean, maybe when he said 900, he was talking to Luke. He was probably talking to Luke in a way that Luke would understand. You know?
True.
And in our reality, Yoda was only 36 when he croaked in Yoda years.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. No, because Yoda was a whole lot older than the baby, and the baby's 50 years.
Okay. The baby, yeah, it is 50 years. Yeah, you were saying that baby Yoda is only 50, and Yoda was 900 human years. This Yoda is 50 human years. But if there's such a thing as Yoda years, I mean, they were.
Well, I don't know. Be like I guess you would have to figure out. Okay, at 900 and some odd years, or 800 or whatever, could Yoda still have kids? I mean, does his little Yoda pecker still work?
Does the Force grant him like the same attributes as Viagra?
I don't know. Would he need it?
Well, he was able to raise a shit from the swamp. Would he be able to just use his hand and raise what?
Raise his pecker? Little green pecker? Right. You don't even know if he has a pecker.
If I'm saying anything, doesn't he?
He might just use the Force and then inseminate somebody. You know? He's one with the Force, with all living. I don't know, but
I guess we'll find out.
But I don't think he's Yoda's kid. I don't. I think that's too simple.
It is.
And one thing we know about Star Wars is they don't really go simple very often.
Well, they're trying to complicate everything because some fans are just hard to please. You give them a simple solution, and they're unhappy about it. Oh, well, we saw that.
They're like, no, it couldn't be Yoda's because in the mythos and, like, come on, dog.
And the art, what do they call it? The canon?
In the story. Yeah, in the canon and blah, blah,
blah. And I'm like, shut the fuck up and enjoy the movie.
I will find out that YouTuber that put on there, I was watching about Yoda and how George Lucas never gave him a name, and if he was the only one. Anyways, this motherfucker went on for 45 minutes about Yoda.
Isn't it crazy?
Or at least it felt 45 minutes.
Some of these people have that they'll take up more than we do in an episode and just about one character. They'll break it down and tell you.
I'm like, good night.
Under his fingernails.
Well, one thing I will say this. I watched the trailer again because every time I hear the music, I pause. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the one part in the trailer where they're like, C-3PO, what are you looking at? And he's like, I'm taking one last look at my friends. God damn it.
That one.
Oh, talk about a kick in the dick, dude. Oh, that kicks me. That dude, oh my God.
It's bringing closer to, a story that started back in 77, back when we were youngsters. And
yep. Wow. I was 2 when the first one came out. Now, I didn't see the first one when I was 2. It was many, many moons later before I saw it.
I was 3 years old when my uncle dragged me, he took us, and I came out of that theater wanting to be the bad guys.
See, the one I saw in theaters was Return of the Jedi.
No, actually, I got to see, in fact, that same uncle, he's responsible for my devotion and love of Star Wars. He's the one that took me to see Star Wars when I was 3. Then when The Empire Strikes Back came out, he took us to see that. Then when Return of the Jedi came out.
See, I walked out of Return of the Jedi like, motherfucker, I got a lightsaber, bitch. I'll cut you.
I'll cut you.
Man, my little hard-headed